interesting over in League 2 as Bradford City and Bolton Wanderers both win again. But what's going to happen when they lock horns this weekend? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back with another prediction show today. We're taking a look at match number, I think it's 34 out in the Championship. Well, not. That's right, folks, back with another prediction show today. We're taking a look at match number 34 out in League 2. We'll get to that in just a second. If you're new to the channel, where the heck have you been, boys? Special subscribe to get your bang out to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, League 2 related, world football related. We're going to know here. Under Waruski, that's right. Goodness gracious me. Yes, the Bolton party train is moving in the right direction. And you can even say the same for Bradford Bloody City. And of course, my tip for the greatness, Morecambe still in a touching distance with, of course, the automatics. We'll take a look at all of that in a minute. I want a big shout out to the Patreons. You know who you are. You, yeah, that's right. And you. And you behind there? Yeah, perfect. I do appreciate it, guys. I do appreciate the support that you offer the channel, especially through times like these. If anyone else is out there that wants to join your illustrious band of men and women, check out the link down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. We're going to jump in the deep end now, of course, and I'll revisit my picks, your picks. And then we'll take a look at, of course, that Bradford-Bolton game. That's League 1. We've just done that. Here we go. We are the games coming at you thick and fast. Kicking it all off with that Morecambe coming out on top with a 3-1 win over Crawley. Cole Stockton on scoring, Carlos Mendes Gomez with a couple of goals as well, giving them a win. 3-1, 2-1 for me. I picked it. Actually, Nadson getting a goal for Crawley. Grimsby, they're looking like they're going down, but we'll talk about them in a minute. Barrow lost to Harrogate. Big win for Harrogate as they tried to keep themselves in the division. Jack Muldoon with a goal again. He's scoring for Harrogate at the moment. Got that one bang on the nose. Of course, Bradford did beat Mansfield 2-0. Was my pick. 1-0 was the final score. Bradford coming out top with the 1-0 goal from Danny Rowe. Ollie Clark himself sent off for Mansfield as well, made matters worse. Cambridge United, they lost, though, to Scunthorpe, as they also have a bit of a reboot themselves going on right now. Alfie Beston on the score sheet for Scunthorpe, giving them some hope. Of course, Cambridge were flying high. Stumped there a little bit, though, weren't they? Cheltenham, though, kept up the heat as well. 1-0 win over Southend. Cheltenham's goal. 1-0 goal coming from Connor Thomas on the penalty spot. Give them the win. 2-0 for me. Colchester got back to it anyways over Carlisle, who've just fallen off the face of the bloody earth. If there was a team you're going to beat, it was going to be Colchester, who looked absolutely shite. Callum Harriott with a couple of goals. John Mellish for Carlisle, but again, shite. Actually, won the 1-1 draw. So yeah, Carlisle look, they were cruising. They were cruising to League 1, but unfortunately, they look shit at the moment. I mean, Exeter City, they played Walsall. 0-0 in the end, nothing to report here. 2-0 for me. Went in favour of Exeter, but unfortunately no good. Meanwhile, Stevenage, they beat them vegans. Yep, that's right, with a T-bone steak and all. Coming out top with a big fat 3-0 win. Danny Newton with a couple of goals. Elliot List getting Stevenage W. Of course, Forest Green slipping up, basically opening up the chance for the likes of Tranmere and Morecambe, and even Bolton, of course, closing on them. I actually went with a 2-1 win, got the right amount of goals. I went for the vegans, but unfortunately no. Meanwhile, Grimsby, they did play Bolton and they lost. No, Grimsby, what am I doing? Is it done it again? Is it bloody done it again? Am I looking at the right pissing thing? Oh, I tell you what. I tell you bloody what. Where were we? We were at Stevenage. The vegans. Is that correct? That is correct. Let me get into this. Let me open up a can of whoop-ass on this piece of shite we call this shit, whatever the shit is. That's not what I want. Where is it? Show me what I need. There we go, folks. Of course, it was Oldham that took on Bolton, not Grimsby. Oldham coming out on top. No, Oldham did not come out on top. Bolton came out on top with a 2-0 win in Harrogate with for OG. Yoyan Doyle on the score sheet, giving Bolton the win. Kyle Jameson got himself sent off as Oldham went away with nothing. Salford did beat Port Vale as well. 1-0 win for them to keep themselves on track for possibly playoffs. The one and only goal for Salford coming at you by an Ian Henderson on the 45th minute to give them the W. Tranmere looking good as well. At the moment, when they win over Newport County, of course, they had a really good positive start to the season, but they've gone a little bit ropey as well for the moment. Of course, 1 goal for Tranmere coming at Liam Feeney on the score sheet. Ex-Rover scores the goal, puts the points in the bag, moves on. And meanwhile, Grimsby, they did lose to Leyton Orient 1-0 in the end, brother. Actually went with the 1-1 draw. Daniel Happy on the score sheet. So take a look at the table then, shall I? Got myself 2, 4, 5, 6. Did I? In fact, I've been mugged off. I've been mugged off here. I've got the Bolton one. I got the Salford one. So really, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7. Screw that. Stupid stuff. The table looks like this as it stands. Cheltenham, of course, 1 point clear over Cambridge, who are 1 point clear over Forest Green, who are level on points with Tranmere, 2 points clear over Morecambe, who are 2 points clear over Bolton, who are 1 point clear over Salford, who are 1 point clear over Newport, who are 1 point clear over Exeter, who are 1 point clear over Bradford, who are 1 point clear over Harrogate, who are 2 points clear over Carlisle. Oh my goodness, it could still change drastically. I'd even go as far as say as Crawley in 14th, still have an outside push for playoffs. It's that tight because games in hand as well. Crawley got a couple of games in hand. Oh, it is mental. That's what it is. Of course, to take a look at your picks then, shall we? This is the criteria. You know the drill. Let's have a look at it. Nathan Eva, you did good, brother. You did good. Keeping up. That's what we're talking about. Of course, you had a bunch of bits. Oh, well done, well played. Ollie Hambling also did good. James BCFC, oh, great, you did great. Russell Frost also did very good. Oh, Esquivel, well done. Look at that. I'm amazing. Of course, D-Man also did very well. Okay, did okay. Zappy Crook did bits. Forest 77 also did good. And Cody Gaho, well done to you. Let's take a little look at Alex Weller did poop. Yoki Jackson did good. Of course, Iron Stringer also did all right. Jamie Gold did bits. Absolutely very good. Of course, Tom Steiner did great as well. Shepard also did good as well. Well done to you. Lee 21 not too shabby. Ipsy did okay, and Gaming Charlie absolutely fan-dabby-dozy. But who came out on top? Well, here you go. Alex Weller, Ollie Hamling, don't even look at it. As for the rest, have a little look at this badger then. Shows Gaming Charlie kicking ass and taking names with 9. Esquivel second alongside Jamie Gould as well. Where's Code? Where is my main man, Russell Frost? He got himself 7. Of course, I think he was the leader, but it could all change. Could it all change? Who's on it? It is Russell Frost. Gaming Charlie gaining in on him though with two more points there this week. Also, Esquivel closing in on Russell Frost as well. It's starting to heat up here as we get into the back end of this season. Let's kick it on further though, because it could all change right here, right now. Kick it on this weekend. It will be Exeter taking, of course, Leyton Orient, of course, at down at Exeter. Of course, picture the last 6, 4 for Exeter, nothing for Leyton Orient, and 2 draws last time around. In Exeter was a 2-2 draw back in League 2, of course, September 2019. Lee Agnol on the score sheet for Leyton Orient, Lewis Denise as well. Pierce Sweeney and Nicky Law on the score sheet for Exeter as they came out with a draw last round. They also played this season at Brisbane Rose, a 1-1 draw back in Leyton Orient, of course. Conor Wilkinson and Jake Taylor on the score sheet as points were split right down the middle. Of course, heading into this, Exeter just 1 defeat the past 6. Their 1 defeat was against Crawley. Meanwhile, just 1 win the past 6 games for Leyton Orient. That was against Grimsby just the other day. Meanwhile, the Boogies odds on this one then, shall we? Of course, 11-10 on is Exeter Stone Cold Favourites. 3-1 is your draw. Sorry, 3-1 is your away win. 5-2 is the draw. Leyton Orient are in that area that they could still make a little push if they get the games in hand go in their favour. They're in 13th, but for them they could actually go as high as 11th. As for their opposition, Exeter, they are flying high into 9th at the moment, and for them they could go 6th. Exeter, just 1 win the past 4 games though. I was going to say they had a good run of form recently, but that's all changed now, and they need to get back to winning ways if they're going to push for the top playoffs and all that. They'll get the win here with a 2-0 win at Exeter to keep on moving on. Next up, of course, Barrow up against Mansfield Town. Let's take a look at this one. The shout, of course, played the last 6. 1 for Barrow, 4 for Mansfield, 1 draw. Last time around in Barrow was a 4-0 win for Mansfield. Goodness gracious me. They've had some results against these. It was in the National League Premier, of course, 4-0 win for Mansfield. They also picture this season though in Mansfield was a 4-2 win for Barrow. They got themselves on the receiving end of a big scoreline as well. Heading into this, just 1 win in the past 6 games for Mansfield. That was against Morecambe. Meanwhile, just 1 win in the past 6 games for Barrow. That was against Oldham. 2 teams in pretty shitey kind of form. Of course, Barrow coming at you 15-8 for the ratio. 7-5 is your away win. That's Mansfield. Of course, 23-10 is your draw. Barrow coming at you in the relegation zone, but a win for them. They could actually go above Southend. As for Mansfield, they're all the way down in the 19th. I thought they would have a little bit in the tank to go that extra distance, but a win for them. They could go as high as 15th in the bloody table in the end. I've gone on this one. I've gone on this one. Barrow with a 1-1 draw in the end. That's right, of course, to keep on keeping on and point in the bag maybe. Next up also is the one we talked about. Is Bradford up against Bolton. 2 of the informed teams at the moment. They've both won at least 5 on the spin. Bolton informed 1 better with 6 on the spin. Of course, played the last 6, 2 wins apiece and 2 draws. It smells like a draw already. Last time around at Bradford in Vale Parade was a 2-2 draw back in League 1, of course, February 2017. Charlie White with a couple goals there. David Wheater and Gary Medine on the score sheet as well. Meanwhile, they also picture that this season at Boundary Park, the Reebok, whatever you want to call it, Nathan Delfonso on the score sheet, of course, back in October. Heading into this, though, like I said, Bolton winning at least 6 on the spin. Bradford winning 5 on the spin. Their only hiccup, of course, was a defeat 6 games back against Exeter. It was a narrow one as well. 3-2 lost to high-flying Exeter. This one's difficult, of course. 29-20 for Bradford. 90-10 is your Bolton. 11-5 is the draw. Smells like a draw. Bradford are in 10th, better win for them. They could actually go as high as 7th. That's playoff. Bolton are in 6th. A win for them, they could go 5th. I've gone with a draw. Yes, I have 2-2 in the end. Same old, same old. Keeps the positive train happy for both of the sides, and hopefully they could both end up in the top 7. We could do it all again in the playoffs. Next, of course, Cambridge up against Walsall. Let's take a look at it, shall we? Of course, played each other last 4. 1 win for Cambridge, 3 for Walsall. No draws last time around for Cambridge. In Cambridge was 1-0 win for Walsall back in, of course, 2001. Jorge Lietato on the score sheet for Walsall, getting them double here. They also played each other in League 2 back in October 2020. This season, of course, 2-0 win for Cambridge. Heading into this just without a win in 6. That's Walsall. Picking up 3 defeats and 3 draws. Meanwhile, 2 wins and 2 defeats in the past 4 games for Cambridge as they try to throw away the season. Look at the bookies odds on this one. The shall we? 11-10 for Cambridge, 30-5 is your Walsall, 11-5 is the draw. Walsall coming at you and in 15th in the win for them. They could actually go as high as 14th. Cambridge are actually in 2nd in the win for them. They could actually go top of the pops. I've gone with a 1-0 win for Cambridge on this one with the 3 points, move the chains and maybe even go top. Cheltenham taking, of course, Port Vale. Cheltenham also in the hunt for something. They actually are top of the pops at the moment. Taking, of course, Port Vale have had a shit season, and I actually tipped them to do very, very well, but they could be going down. Played the last 6, 1 for Cheltenham, 2 for Port Vale, 3 draws last time around. In Cheltenham was a 0-0 draw back in March 2020. 0-0 in the end. They also played this season at Port Vale was a 2-1 win for Vale back in, of course, October. Heading into this, 5 wins in the past 6 games for Cheltenham. Their only hiccup was a loss to Bradford. Meanwhile, without a win in 5, that's Port Vale. Last time they won was back against Southend, 5-1 win at the back end of Jan. Look at the bookies, the odds on this one. The show, of course, Cheltenham coming at you. 4-3 on for the hosts on this one. 30-5 is draw. 50-4 is your Port Vale. Port Vale are down into 21st, but a win for them. They could go 19th. As for their opposition, Cheltenham are, of course, top of the pops, and they'll be top if they win this one, which they'll do. And it'll be a 2-0 win at home for them. Easy peasy. Next up, of course, Colchester United, of course, Newport County. Of course, played to the last 6, 4 for Colchester, 2 for Newport, no draws last time around. In Colchester, there was a 3-1 win, brother. Of course, for Colchester back in, of course, October 2019. Ryan Jackson, Ben Stevenson, Courtney Senior on the score sheet, Tristan Abrahams as well. They also played each other in Newport back in October, 2-1 win for Newport this season. Heading into just 1 win in the past 6 games for Colchester. That was against Crawley, that was against Carlisle just the other day. Same can be said for Newport, just 1 win in 6. That one was against Walsall at the back end of Feb. Look at the odds on this one, the shall we? Colchester coming at you at 2-1 for the Richie, 9-4 to draw, 7-5 is your Newport County. Newport County are, of course, they're actually, believe it or not, in 8th, but a win for them. They could go back into the top 7 at the expense of Bolton into 6th. As for Colchester, they're climbing the table slowly, but of course in 20th, bit of win for them. They could actually go as high as 15th indeed. Gone with the 2-1 for Colchester, back-to-back wins. Believe it or not, they'll move the chains. Next up, of course, we have Morecambe up against Carlisle, and these are 2 of the sides that I really wanted to do well this season. Of course, last time around in Morecambe was a 1-1 draw back in December 2019. Goal scorers on that day, of course, in this division as well. John O'Sullivan, I think, is an extra over. Hallam Hope as well for Carlisle. I also picture that this is in Carlisle back in October, 3-1 win for Carlisle. Jan Sonogo with a goal on either end. John Manish and Josh Tanner giving the Carlisle the win. Heading into this, 5 defeats in the past 6 games for Carlisle. Ropey-dopey, sackable form like that. As for Morecambe, 3 wins in the past 4. A little hiccup against Mansfield, perhaps, as well. Look at the bookies' odds on this one, then, shall we? 50-8 for... No, where are we? 11-5 for Morecambe, 5-4 is your Carlisle, 23-10 is the draw. Carlisle are down into 12th at the moment, but a win for them, they could get themselves back up to 10th. Morecambe are 5th at the moment, and a win for them, they could go 2nd in the table. Oh my goodness. Gone with Morecambe with this one with a 1-0 win. Carlisle look ass. Next up, of course, Stevenage taking on, of course, Harrogate. Played just the one time, and that was back in, of course, October in Harrogate. It was a 0-0 draw. Last time, of course, heading into this, Harrogate unbeaten in the last 5, actually winning 4 of the past 5 games. Their only hiccup was a defeat to Scunthorpe. Meanwhile, Stevenage are actually unbeaten in the last 5, pick up 2 wins and 3 draws to boot. Look at the bookies' odds on this one then, shall we? Of course, Stevenage coming at you 2-1 for the Richie, 20 is your Harrogate, 11-5 is the draw. Stevenage are actually all the way up to 16th now, but a win for them, they could actually go as high as 14th. Harrogate are up to 11th, and a win for them, they could go 8th. And guess what? They could get themselves right back in the thick of things of maybe even playoffs. I've gone with a win on this one for Harrogate on the road. 1-0 win for them. Put it in the bag. Moving on. Next up, of course, we have Grimsby, who right here, right now, are going down. Take, of course, then Vegans. Played for the last 6, 1 for Grimsby, 4 for the Vegans, 1 draw last time around. At, of course, Grimsby was a 2-2 draw back in February 2020. Charles Vernon on score sheet, Anthony Driscoll Glennon on score sheet as well for Grimsby. Meanwhile, Odin Bailey and Jack Elchison for the Vegans getting the goals as well. Meanwhile, they also played in Vegan land. It was a 1-0 win back in, of course, October. In the end, do I have the goal scorers on this one? Of course, it was Jake Young as well. Heading into this, just 1 win the past 6 games to Grimsby. That was against Crawley. Meanwhile, the Vegans have actually lost back 2 games of the past 3. Their only positive was a win against Colchester, of course, sandwiched in between those 2 defeats. Meanwhile, heading into this, of course, the Vegans coming at you They 6-5 on the are the favourites for this one. 10-3 is the of course home win. 5-2 is the draw. Grimsby all the way down 24th, but win for them. They could actually go above Barrow into 23rd. The Vegans are down 3rd, but win for them. They could go top of the pops if they get the W, and everything else goes their way. 2-0 for me. Vegans will keep on moving. Next up, of course, that Oldham taking, of course, Southend, of course. Played to the last 6-2 for Oldham, 4 for Southend. No draws last round. In, of course, Oldham was a 3-0 win, brother. Of course, for Southend at Boundary Park. Boundary Park is flipping thing. I've been saying Boundary Park is flipping Bolton's place, but it isn't. It's Oldham's place. Anyway, they also finished at Roots Hall this season, of course, back in October. 2-1 win for Oldham as well. A look at the bookies are, in fact, heading into this. Southend just won in the past 5. That one was against Forest Green. Meanwhile, just won in the past 5 as well for Oldham. That was against Carlisle. Look at the bookies odds. Oldham coming out 2017 on they are your favourites. 16-5 is your Southend. 12-5 is the draw. Southend are down into 22nd, but win for them. They can close it in on 21st. As for their opposition, Oldham are in 17th, and win for them. They could go 14th in the table in the end. Oldham will win this one 2-1. Southend are woeful. Salford taking, of course, Scunthorpe in the battle of the Essence. Of course, played each other twice over recent years. Of course, 1 win for Salford. Nothing for Scunthorpe. 1 draw. Last round in Salford was a 1-1 draw back in October 2019. Cameron Burgess on the score sheet. Kieran Van Veen as well for Scunthorpe. Of course, they also finished this season was a 1-0 win for Salford as well. Ian Henderson on the score sheet. Heading into this, just 1 win the past 4 games to Salford. That was against Port Vale just the other day. Meanwhile, 2 defeats in the past 6 for Scunthorpe, losing to Bolton, losing to Cheltenham. They also come into the back of this, beating Cambridge though quite recently. Of course, heading into this, the bookies odds on this one then shall we? Of course, Salford coming at you 4-3 on for the victory. 5-2 is your draw, and 50-4 is your Scunthorpe. Scunthorpe coming at you. They're actually in, where are you in 18th, and with them they could go as high as 14th, where Salford are in 7th, and with them they could go as high as 5th in the table. I think Salford will win this one, 2-0 win, 3 points in the bag, move the chains. They say, of course, Tranmere up against Crawley, the final game of this weekend. Of course, played to the last 6-2 for Tranmere, 3 for Crawley, 1 draw last round. In Tranmere, Prenton Park, 5-1 win for Tranmere back in October 2018 it was. Goal scorers on that day, Connor Jennings, James Norwood with a couple of goals there, Adam Buxton, Paul Millen as well, but Ollie Palmer getting the 1 goal for Crawley. They also finished this season in Crawley. It was a 4-0 win for Crawley. Max Waters, Tom Nichols, John Tunnicliffe and Tyler Frost on the score sheet. Of course, that's Russell's brother. Of course, heading into this though, it's been 4 wins in the past 5 games for Tranmere. They're looking very, very good. Meanwhile, 2 wins, 2 defeats in the past 4 for Crawley. Look at the bookies odds on this one. The shower, of course, Tranmere 23-20 for the victory. 12-5 is your draw. 23-10 is your Crawley. Crawley coming out in 14th and win for them. They could go 12th. Tranmere in 4th and win for them. They could go top, boys. They could go bloody top. Goodness gracious me. What a turnaround that would have been. They'll get the win, though, too. A 1-0 win. 1-0 win for Tranmere in the end. And if I'm right, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. It'll be Cheltenham, Cambridge, and then Vegans leading the charge. Tranmere, as you were. Morecambe's keeping up the heat as well. Salford 6th. Bolton 7th with the draw. And Bradford within touching distance still. Grimsby, Barrow going down. No change there. Of course, that's my picks. Be sure to get your picks in nice early for this, and we'll do it all again on the weekend after the next round of matches. Until then, though, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Patreon and Twitch. They're all in there. Check them all out. Follow them all. They're mostly free, except for Patreon if you want to go that extra push. Until then, though, I'll see you all very soon. Until then, mask up, 6 feet. I'm going to go. Take it easy. Ciao for now.